So one of the channels I own is called Evil Food Supply. And on the very first upload with 0 subscribers, we were able to make $9,567.39. Here's a screenshot from YouTube Studio. But not only that, since that very first upload, this channel is already making me yet another full-time income on top of all my other channels. All the while, I don't have to show my face, record my voice, or even edit the videos myself because I built a team around me that does it all for me, and very profitably as well. By the end of the first year, we had already scaled this channel to 267,000 subscribers. It's definitely the fastest growing channel in this niche. I'm super proud of it, and the best part is that none of this was luck. See, YouTube is a game. There's a reason why successful channels are able to create viral video after viral video after viral video, and there's a reason why I'm able to launch successful channel after successful channel after successful channel. It's because once you understand the game, you can systematically increase your chances of success just like what I did here, instead of just spamming videos for years hoping to get lucky one day. And in this video, I want to break down exactly how I did it. I want to break down how I chose this channel idea in the first place. This is probably the most important part of the process, because if you can nail the channel idea, growth will be super easy just like it was for Evil Food Supply. I'm going to break down how I chose the video idea, what makes a good video idea, how I came up with the title and thumbnail, which is the next most important part, writing the video, editing the video, the voiceover, all of it. And after many years of doing this and millions of dollars made and millions of dollars spent, I can say with confidence that there is no one else out there spitting as much real game on creating faceless channels as me. If you know me in real life, you know I do not like to brag or talk about myself at all, but I gotta credentialize myself here somehow. So if you wanna finally get the blueprint on how to actually grow from nothing on YouTube while making a lot of money and leaving a really big impact without having to do insane stuff on camera that no one wants to do, then this is the video for you. And I really do mean leave an impact. The money is obviously great, but what I'm most proud of about Evil Food Supply is that it has become one of the fastest growing channels in this niche on alternative health. And we get emails every day from viewers about just how much we've opened their eyes to how terrible the food system is here in America. So it's really crazy how much positive impact you can have with just a simple YouTube channel. And the best part is that anyone, and I really do mean anyone can find an untapped channel idea that they love and build a channel around that prints them money and leaves an impact. So let's show you how. Alright, so at the base of it all is finding a great channel idea. When you have the right channel idea, everything becomes easier. And this was definitely true when it came to Evil Food Supply. Because we had the right channel idea, growth was just infinitely easier. As long as we put out good videos, which I'll go over, since there wasn't much competition at all, which is part of what makes a great channel idea, we just grew super fast and made money right away. That is the power of having the right channel idea. Here's how I think about it. When you have the right channel idea, it's like a leaf blowing in the wind. When you have the wrong channel idea, it's like a rock blowing in the wind. The right channel idea will make it easier to go viral. It will allow you to grow faster and more effortlessly. It will allow you to make money easier without having to worry about competition. Viewers will have a reason to watch your videos over everyone else's, but the wrong channel idea will make it really hard to go viral. You'll be drowning in competition. Viewers will have zero reason to watch your videos over everyone else's. See, a lot of beginners can learn to make decent videos, but because they don't have a good channel idea, that's when you see channels grind for years and years and years without any progress, even though their videos may be decent. And overall, everything just becomes harder. Now, if the right channel idea is so important to your success, then it must be really hard to find the right channel idea, right? Well, not really, if you know what to look out for. See, one of the most common misconceptions about YouTube is that it's too overcrowded and all the best channel ideas are taken already. But if that were the case, if YouTube really was too crowded today, I would not have been able to grow Evil Food Supply and my other channels from zero. And my students wouldn't have been able to grow from scratch either. Think about it, if YouTube was too crowded today, there would be no new channels blowing up. And yet, I would bet you find new channels to watch pretty regularly just like I do. And after I kept seeing new channels blow up over and over and over again, after I launched Evil Food Supply and my other channels, which became a really big success, I've come to realize that there is still an infinite amount of channel ideas out there. There is no shortage. So if there is an infinite amount of channel ideas out there, how do you go about finding one? Well, there are many ways, but for Evil Food Supply, here are the things I noticed. First off, I noticed that the alternative health niche was really blowing up, as I'm sure you've seen a lot of health videos on Instagram and TikTok, for example. I was personally really passionate about this subject because I've been spending the last few years optimizing my health because I want unlimited energy to accomplish all the goals I have. So I was personally interested in this niche. That's really important because when you're interested in the niche, it just makes making videos way easier and way more enjoyable. A lot of people try to chase the niche with the highest CPM, but that hardly ever works out because they end up getting bored. So I definitely recommend you only look at things you're genuinely interested in. So then I looked at the alternative health niche on YouTube, and what I noticed was that most channels talking about this stuff on YouTube were either really young women or really old white dudes who made like really boring videos just talking to the camera. I'm sure you can think of some off the top of your head, and I don't have anything against young women or old white dudes, but they weren't really relatable and they definitely weren't entertaining to watch. So I saw a really big gap in the marketplace for entertaining faceless videos on alternative health. There was just no competition. And this brings me to one of the most proven ways to find an untapped channel idea. You find a niche or a channel that only has like boring talking head videos, and then you simply just make a faceless YouTube channel version of that. It is literally that simple. But Jake, it can't possibly be that simple. Well, that's literally what I did with Evil Food Supply, and it's built me yet another full-time income stream, right from the first upload, mind you. But that is just one example. Take this channel for example. It's called Tasting History. It's one of my favorite channels right now. The guy goes over dishes from the medieval period and other historical periods, so he goes over the history of it and cooks it. But this is just a traditional YouTube channel where he's just on camera. What if we made a faceless version of it? Well, what you would get is something like Tasting Through Time. This is not my channel, by the way, it's just one that I found. But this is a faceless channel, relatively new, obviously inspired by Tasting History, and their biggest video has nearly 500,000 views. 500,000 views, simply just turning one channel into a faceless channel. Now, there are a lot of improvements that I would make to this channel to make it even more successful, but this just shows you the power of finding an existing successful channel and simply making a faceless version of it. Now, you will want to change and improve more stuff than just making it faceless, but this is a very well-proven route to take. But there are still many other ways to find an untapped channel idea. Here's another route. You can find a successful channel that only posts shorts, or you can find a successful Reels account or a TikTok account, and you can turn that into a faceless channel. And there are still many other ways. If you want to learn more about how to find an untapped channel idea, I'll have something for you at the end of this video. Now, what you don't want to do is do what everyone else does and just copy a channel you like and that's it. For example, if you were to try to make a copy of Evil Food Supply right now and not change a thing about it, you're gonna have a really bad time. Why? Because viewers are already used to watching Evil Food Supply for this type of content. Why would they go to a brand new channel making the same videos with the same titles and thumbnails when they're already bought into this one, when they already trust this one? Evil Food Supply has already solidified its position in the public's mind, where this is the place you go for expose documentaries exposing the food supply. And it's the same story with every other successful channel you try to copy. Copying other channels without changing a thing is like going to New York City and opening up yet another pizza shop. Even if you somehow manage to make pizza that's like 10%, 20% better than the next guy, people already have their favorite pizza shop that they go to. But if you were to go to New York City and you open up a different restaurant concept that isn't offered in New York City, then people will have no choice but to go to you. There will be no other competition in town. That is what you want to do on YouTube. There are still so many great channel ideas out there that haven't been built yet. In fact, I've built a giant list of channel ideas that I will never be able to go through myself. So yeah, don't copy. You can use a channel as inspiration, but you want to change a lot of things about it to really make it your own. So now that we've gone over how I found the channel idea for Evil Food Supply, let's go over how I chose the first video idea. Alright, next up, we have the video idea, which is the next most important part. Same kind of deal as the channel idea. If you choose the right video idea, it will be way easier to go viral, and it will be way easier to create the title and thumbnail, which we'll go over next. For the first video idea on the Evil Food Supply channel that made me nearly $10,000, I went with a video on fluoride and why it's in our drinking water. But why did I choose that specifically? Well, just like the channel idea, it was not random. I very intentionally chose it. And just like how you don't want to copy another channel, you also don't want to copy just another successful video that's already on YouTube. Because if you go with a video idea that's already been covered over and over and over again on YouTube, by the time people see your title and thumbnail, they're gonna go in their mind, oh, I've already seen a bunch of videos on this already. Why would I click on yet another video about this? So how do we get around this problem? Well, after creating like 500 faceless videos across all my channels, I found out there's really two ways to find profitable video ideas. Number one, you can just find a topic that just hasn't been covered on YouTube very well already. There's still an infinite amount of them out there. Or number two, you can cover a topic that's already been covered on YouTube already, but you have to find a new angle. For example, with the fluoride video, it's something that people have always wondered about, but surprisingly, there wasn't many high quality videos on YouTube covering it at the time. And there definitely wasn't any quality faceless videos on it. But that's why I chose that video idea, and because there wasn't a lot of coverage on it already, that's why I got 1.2 million views on the very first upload on a brand new channel. That is the power of a right video idea. And again, I found that there's still an infinite amount of YouTube video ideas out there. But if all you're looking at is YouTube to try to find new video ideas, well, you're inherently never gonna think about video ideas that haven't been covered on YouTube yet because you're only looking at YouTube. You gotta look at other places like Instagram or books or whatever. But what if you really want to cover a topic that a lot of people have already made videos on? Well, you can still do it if you find a brand new angle to the topic. And you gotta show that new angle in the title and thumbnail, which we'll go over next. Or else people will feel like it's just another video on the same topic that they've seen already. For example, there are a ton of videos on YouTube about the history of Rolex for whatever reason. It started with this video, I think, and then just a ton of copycats came flooding in. And guess what? All these copycats get 0 views. Like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Why did all these videos get no views because they look exactly like the original one. Now take this video that one of my students created, how Rolex changed society forever. Wow, would you look at that? We're still talking about Rolex, but look, now we have a completely new angle that looks totally different from all these other copycat videos. And now once viewers get presented this thumbnail on the homepage, it will look like a fresh new video even if they watch all the other copycat ones. So that is the second way to find a profitable video idea, finding a new angle for something that has already been covered on YouTube. And guess what? There is always a new angle you can find. However, even if you have the best video idea, if you don't have the right packaging with the title and thumbnail, no one's gonna click on it and no one's gonna watch it anyways. So let's go over how I created the title and thumbnail for the fluoride video next. So the way I like to think about the title and thumbnail for a video is that it is the entry point for the video. See, unlike TikTok where you just scroll and the app chooses the next video for you, on YouTube you have to make a conscious choice about what video you're gonna watch next, and the thing you have to go off of to choose the next video is the title and thumbnail. So the hard truth is that it doesn't matter how good your video is if no one clicks on it. For example, take this old video of mine on the Tran channel and take a look at the explosion that happened right here. My views 3x and I made 3.5 times more money, over $3,400 not including the sponsor, all because of something that happened right here. And what was that something? It was the title and thumbnail. See, before I had a really bad title and thumbnail, so the video bombed, no one clicked on it. So literally all I did was improve the title and thumbnail and boom, I more than tripled the amount of money I made on the exact same video. Think about it, nothing about the video changed. It was still the same thing. So that's why it's so important that you nail the title and thumbnail. It can't be an afterthought. So for the fluoride video, I knew how important the title and thumbnail was going in. So after a ton of revisions with my designers, we landed on this: the evil history of fluoride, why fluoride is everywhere. Super bold, easy to understand. The thumbnail is not too busy, it doesn't have too many objects in it. The thumbnail stands out when it's small like it is on mobile. And if it wasn't for this title thumbnail combination, the exact same video that was exactly as entertaining as it would have never made so much money and the channel would have never gotten off the ground like it did. I could do an entire series on titles and thumbnails, it's way too much for this video, so let me know down below if you want a video on it. Alright, now we're finally getting to actually making the video. But if you notice, if you don't get the earlier parts right, it's not gonna matter. If you don't have the right channel idea, it's gonna be impossible to stand out. If you have the right channel idea but the video idea sucks, no one's gonna watch it. If you nail the channel idea and you nail the video idea but the title and thumbnail sucks, then no one is gonna click on it. So you gotta get all those parts right first. If you get those parts right, all this other stuff like getting the video written, the voiceover, the editing, it will all fall into place naturally. And that is why I call this whole process a chain. If one link in the chain breaks, the entire video doesn't work. And when it comes to writing the video, there is a way to write the entire thing only using AI and not have it sound like AI. We've proven that this can work and a lot of our students do this, but for our videos, we still have writers that write for me. And one of the best tips I ever got when it came to writing YouTube videos is that you want to write in a way that a 5-year-old can understand. Because think about it, when you're watching YouTube, usually you're not super engaged. Usually your brain is kind of turned half off, you're trying to just relax. So even if you can understand college level language, do you want to waste mental energy trying to understand a super complicated video? Probably not. You want to just chill on your lunch break or whatever and relax. You don't want to spend any mental effort trying to watch a video. That's why the videos with the most complex language typically get the least amount of views, like college lectures. But if you look at the most viral videos, they typically have 5th or 6th grader level language. So that is the first piece of advice when it comes to writing videos. You want to write in a way that a 5-year-old can understand. And it's just like this video. I could have used a lot more complex language for this video, but I always try to explain everything in simple words. So yeah, write in a way that a 5-year-old can understand. But I decided to take this advice further. See, it's not enough for a 5-year-old to understand your video, because what if they understand your video just fine, but they get bored? Well, they're gonna click off and watch the next video. So understanding is not enough. You want a 5-year-old to not only understand your videos, but they have to be entertained by them. So that means not only do you have to use simple language, but you have to add a ton of emotion into your videos. For the fluoride video, that meant digging into all the bad stuff about the history of it, going into the terrible side effects of fluoridated water like lower IQ. And again, writing is another huge topic that I can't possibly cover in just one single video in a few minutes. So let me know if you want a dedicated video on this. Alright, for the voiceover, you have a few options. You can use an AI voice, you can record your own voice which costs nothing besides the microphone, or you can hire a voiceover artist like we do for Evil Food Supply. A voiceover artist is obviously going to cost the most money, but it's important to understand that when you're starting out, you can get away with using just an AI voice. And the best example that I can think of is this channel, Old Money Luxury. I'm actually a big fan of this channel, it's not mine. I partially love it because this guy found a great channel idea just like I was talking about earlier, where there simply wasn't a channel out there talking about old money luxury. Combine that with great titles titles and thumbnails, and what you get is a channel that's only around 1 year old, but it's already at over 100,000 subscribers. A ton of his videos get hundreds of thousands of views, and it is making him some serious money. But guess what? Every single video uses an AI voice. And guess what? I don't mind. I still love watching these videos, and apparently a ton of other people do as well. So yeah, AI voices definitely work, but if you have a generic channel idea or a generic video idea, it's not gonna matter. People aren't gonna watch anyways. But with the right channel idea, with the right video idea, with the right title and thumbnail, an AI voice will still work just fine, and you can still make money from it. The only thing you can't do is use one of those terrible AI voices that just sound so bad, that are just so unbearable to listen to. Just avoid those. You wanna pay a little bit of money every month for a good AI voice. Recording your own voice is also an option too. In fact, for years on my main channel, I would record my videos on like a $50 USB microphone. I bought it used on OfferUp, but because I applied some basic effects on the audio, which is really easy to do by the way, it sounded really great and no one cared. For us with a voiceover artist, once the script is ready, we simply send it to him, he records it, and that's it. The voiceover file then gets sent to our video editors. They work their magic and add all the visuals and sound effects and all that good stuff on top of it, and out comes a super entertaining evil food supply video like this that has made thousands to tens of thousands of dollars each, and again leaves a really big positive impact on the world. See, I used to edit all the videos myself, but it's by far the longest part of the process that takes up the most amount of hours, and these days there are so many great video editors out there that just don't cost that much money. So unless you really want to learn editing yourself, it's something I really recommend everyone outsource. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the entire process on how we launched this brand new channel in a different niche that isn't tied to my name, face, or voice from zero, and yet we were still able to make nearly $10,000 on the very first upload. And hopefully by now you can see that this was not luck. It was carefully planned, carefully executed, and yeah, obviously I've been doing this for a while, so I have a lot of experience, but think about it this way. The channel idea that allowed us to have all this explosive growth, the foundation of all the success, well, it literally cost me nothing. $0. Seriously, all I did was like sit around and think about it for like 10-15 minutes. Now, why can't beginners think of a winning channel idea on their first go? Why can't even some established people on YouTube who try to start a second channel not hit it out of the park on their first go? Well, it's because they don't have the right template to follow. So I urge you to follow this template that I laid out in this video. But if you would like to have a shortcut to finding a channel idea so you can hop on this wave of like online success and try it out for yourself, then you might want to check out this 5-day faceless income fast start that I'm doing, where I'll show you step by step how to duplicate the entire system that I just laid out in this video that I use on all my channels. During these 5 days, I'll show you how to get your first faceless channel up and running, how you can automate the entire video creation process, and how to turn those videos into profits. Now, there's a link at the top of the description of this video and in the pinned comment. If you click on it, it will take you to a page with a short video where I explain how this entire 5-day fast start will work. So click the link below now, and hopefully I'll see you on the inside of the fast starts.